All right, let's do this. All right, the next question is, who is your favorite Besson sister? That's really easy, it's Sydney. I'm just kidding, I love all three of you equally. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be part 3 of my Q&A series. So in this video, I'm going to be answering all of the makeup and beauty related questions that you guys have asked me. I got a little bit of pink champagne for our video today, and I was feeling super extra, so I brought out the Swarovski Crystal Champagne Flute. So I actually have 2 of these glasses. These were the toasting flutes for mine and Eric's wedding. I really love this glass. It has a whole bunch of loose Swarovski crystals in the stem, and then it also has a piece of Swarovski crystal as the base. So it's really, really pretty, and I love these glasses. So I've got the questions here beside me. I have my pink champagne. Let's not waste any time. If you want to see all of my answers to your makeup and beauty related questions, keep watching. All right, so the first question I got was, pick 2 eyeshadow palettes to use for the rest of your life. This one is really, really hard, but I would probably pick the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette just because it has so many beautiful colors in there, and I think that a lot of the colors in that palette are really timeless. So if certain trends come in and out of style, I think there's enough of a color range in that palette that I'd be able to use it for the rest of my life. And then the second palette I would pick is probably my Custom Z palette, even though that's kind of cheating because I've curated that palette myself. It has all of my favorite shades in it, and so I'd pick that one. But if I wasn't allowed to pick my Custom Z palette, I'd probably pick something like the Morphe 35 I'd pick like a really big palette that had lots of shades in it, because the rest of your life is a long time. The second question I got is, who is your makeup artist inspiration, or who's your favorite makeup artist? So for me, my favorite makeup artist and my makeup inspiration is Lipstick Nick. I absolutely love her. I think she's so creative and so talented. She's my inspiration, but I don't really play in that space. Like, she's such an artist, and I am not even close to a makeup artist. Like, she's unbelievably talented, and I draw a lot of inspiration from the different looks that she does, especially like the super high glam looks. So definitely Lipstick Nick is a huge inspiration of mine and somebody that I really love as a makeup artist. I also love Makeup by Mario. He does Kim Kardashian's makeup and she always looks friggin' flawless. Like, say what you want about the Kardashians, Kim is always like completely on point when it comes to her makeup. Like, she always looks amazing. When it comes to my favorite makeup artist on YouTube, I would say that Makeup by Cheryl is probably my biggest inspiration, and she has a channel that I really admire, and I would like to get my channel to the point that hers is at one day. Like, she has about 150,000 subscribers, which I think is an incredible amount. She puts out really good quality content. She always gets such great feedback on her videos, and so that's the kind of channel that I inspire to be like. I do have some favorites when it comes to larger influences, of course, like Jaclyn Hill and all that, but I find that as influencers get larger, they become far less relatable. And what I mean by that is that, yes, they do purchase makeup, but the majority of makeup that they use in their videos gets sent to them for free. They literally get boxes and boxes and boxes of free makeup. So I really draw my inspiration from makeup looks for YouTube from channels like Makeup by Cheryl. Ali Glimes is another one that I really like to watch. I really like Amy Macedo. I think that these channels are still, like, the person behind the camera is still like a really relatable person who's buying products and having products sent to them, and they're also just sort of working with the canvas that they were given, which I really admire. So I find it's really easy for someone to look beautiful and put together if you've got hairline surgery and hair extensions and eyelash extensions and veneers and, you know, like dermaplaning every second day and Botox and cheek fillers and eye fillers. So I find it's very difficult to relate to those people who have those things. But I do like watching them. It is fun to watch them. But when it comes to inspiration, I prefer the slightly more relatable YouTubers and makeup artists. Okay, so we're getting right to the nitty gritty here. Favorite makeup brand, drugstore, and high-end. So I'd have to say that my favorite drugstore brand is Maybelline. I think that they do have the most products that I really like when it comes to all the different categories. And then my favorite high-end brand would probably have to be Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think that they're also really, really great. And I feel like with those 2 brands, I like enough of the products that I would be able to put a full face of makeup together using just only products from those brands. So that's why I would say that they're my favorite. And let me know if you guys want to see one brand tutorials on my channel in the future, either from Maybelline or Anastasia or any other brand. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, the next question is, when did you start loving makeup? How old were you? I actually did not get into makeup until about 2 years ago. And that's really crazy because I'm 34 years old and I just sort of started getting into this very, very recently. When I was growing up, I wore makeup, but I didn't love it. I wasn't obsessed with it. I wasn't like really into all kinds of new products and trying new techniques or anything. I probably had 10 makeup products. They all fit in one bag, and I wore the same makeup every single day. But it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I started watching tutorials on YouTube. I started buying more products. I started getting into like the different makeup techniques and wearing more than just like my standard makeup products on my face. So yeah, I'd say that I've been into makeup for about 2 years. The next question is, what is your all-time favorite foundation and what is your least favorite? So my all-time favorite foundation is Maybelline Fit Me. It's a tie with the Fenty Pro Filter Matte Foundation, but Maybelline Fit Me is a lot more affordable and it's easier to get. Like, it doesn't go out of stock as often as the Fenty foundation does. So I would have to say Maybelline Fit Me is my all-time favorite foundation. I love the way it sits on my skin. It doesn't settle into my fine lines. It's a really, really good foundation. And my least favorite foundation is Too Faced Born This Way. That's the worst foundation that I've ever tried. Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating actually comes pretty close when it comes to settling into my fine lines, making me look old, emphasizing all the like tiny little details on my face, and not giving me enough coverage for my rosacea. So those two foundations were by far my least favorite. But Too Faced Born This Way I especially didn't like because it had all of these amazing claims on the box and it didn't end up being what it said it was going to be. So that frustrated me a lot, and I thought that was a really bad foundation. All right, so the next question is, what are some great drugstore dupes you have found? So I found lots of great drugstore dupes as I've started wading into the waters of drugstore makeup a little bit more. I used to really avoid the drugstore and only shop at Sephora for makeup because I thought the drugstore was inferior when it came to quality. And I have learned very quickly that that is not the case. There are tons of amazing drugstore products that are absolutely 100% comparable to the high-end stuff that you would buy at Sephora. So just off the top of my head, the Real Techniques sponge I think is a great dupe for the Beauty Blender. Obviously, I love the Lash Paradise mascara. I think it's very comparable to the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I love the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I think it's a great dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I think the e.l.f. Intense Ink Liner Pen is an excellent dupe for the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. And the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is just about the best bronzer I've tried. I think it's an excellent dupe for the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. It is such like a creamy, incredible product. And so I really encourage you guys to check out the drugstore. I think that there's a lot of really underrated great products there that I absolutely love and I think you will love too. Give drugstore a chance. It's actually really, really good. As I've said in my previous videos, the only area that I think the drugstore comes up short is eyeshadows. I haven't found a really, really great eyeshadow palette from the drugstore yet. There are plenty of affordable options like BH Cosmetics and Morphe, but when it comes to strictly what you can buy at the drugstore, I haven't found really, really great eyeshadow formulas yet. But I have tons of drugstore favorites, and another video that I'm planning to do is a half face of drugstore dupes versus a half a face of high-end products. Let me know if you guys want to see that because I'd be very, very interested to share with you all of my favorite drugstore dupes. All right, so the next question is, what product were you so excited to get that ended up a disappointment? I've had a lot of disappointments when it comes to products, but I think the biggest disappointment for me was the Becca Sunlit Bronzer. I saw Tati wearing it in a video and I thought she just looked so luminous and amazing. Like, she just looked like she had this beautiful natural tan on, and I looked in the products that she was wearing on her face in the description box and she said she was wearing Becca Sunlit Bronzer. And so I was like, oh my God, I need that bronzer. She looks absolutely ethereal. Like, she looks like she just walked off the beach in Mexico. When I tried that bronzer on myself, I am not saying that I'm anywhere near as beautiful as Tati, but it did not look good on me. It also wasn't pigmented and it was really expensive for such a disappointing product. So I would have to say that's the biggest disappointment for me because I seriously thought I was gonna put on this bronzer and look like I just sunned in Antigua for 3 weeks, but it was not the case. It didn't show up on my skin at all, and I'm pretty pale, so I would expect that bronzers would show up on me no matter how light they are. And it just, I don't know, it was muddy and it didn't look good on me, so that was a huge disappointment. All right, so the next question is, what are 4 makeup products you can't live without? There are lots of products that I can't live without, but if you took everything away from me and just left me 4 categories of products, I would probably pick foundation, setting powder, mascara, and moisturizer. Obviously my skin is a big issue for me, so I would want to cover up that redness, and I feel like my foundation doesn't feel great unless I have a setting powder over top of it. Everything else I can do without. Mascara is another product that I cannot leave the house without wearing a coat of mascara. I feel like it just sort of takes my face to a whole new level, makes me look more awake, makes me look more bright, and makes my eyes look more sort of open and I don't know, just like a lot more fluttery and nice looking. And my dry skin would seriously die without moisturizer, so I would need those 4 products for sure. But there are a lot of other ones that I can't live without too, so. All right, so the next question is, what is the best way to match colors together and match colors to your own skin tone? For me, this is difficult because I don't have any real like formal makeup artistry training or anything like that, but I can just talk to you about what worked for me. So for me, matching colors together, I try to stick to the same color family. So for me, when I'm putting a look together, like an eye look, for example, I will stick all with warm tones or all with cool tones. I won't mix the two together, and I find that that really complements the look that I'm putting together. And then the other thing is I'll stick to the same color family. So if I'm putting a brown smoky eye together, I'll use 3 or 4 progressively darker shades of brown that also have sort of the same undertone. So they all have a warm undertone or they all have a cool undertone. And then when it comes to colors on myself, when it comes to eye looks, there really isn't anything that I wouldn't try on my eyes. I feel like I have neutral enough eyes, like they're just blue, that I can really wear sort of any color eyeshadow and feel comfortable. But where I struggle is matching lip colors to eye colors, only because I'm not super duper comfortable with any color of lipstick other than like pink, nude, or red. I haven't been able to wear anything other than that. But another thing that I will say is watch YouTube and experiment lots. That is what really helped me get comfortable with applying makeup to my face and being able to talk about it and being able to like step out of my comfort zone a little bit more, is watching videos on YouTube. Watch as many people as you can, find some YouTubers that you love, and then use your brushes and the makeup that you have in your collection and try a few things out on yourself and just experiment. And remember that makeup always washes off. So if you go to put a look together and you don't love it, just wash it off. It's not a big deal. And then start again, learn from your mistakes, and keep going. Experiment a ton, and you will very, very quickly learn what colors look good on you and what colors you're comfortable with. So the next question I got is, what kind of hair products do you use? So I don't use a ton of hair care products because my hair is really thin and fine. I actually have naturally curly hair, so I do heat style my hair every day because I don't like having naturally curly hair. So I heat style my hair every day into these curls, and I've gotten it down to about a 20-minute routine in the morning. But I will share with you a couple of the hair care products I use. So the first thing that I use is this. This is the Briogeo Rosarco Milk. This is a reparative leave-in conditioning spray. I spray this on my wet hair just before I blow dry so that I get some kind of heat protectant, because I do heat style my hair every day, so it can get very, very damaged if I don't use some protectant and some like reparative products. And then the only other thing that I use to style my hair is this. This is the Redken 23 hairspray. I started using this in 2006. That was my first year on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers cheer team, and that is like basically where I learned how to be a girl. I was such a tomboy before I joined the cheerleading team, and we had like a professional makeup artist and a professional hairstylist that would like do our hair and makeup for every game, and they taught me so much about curling my hair and wearing extensions and what products to use. And I absolutely love this hairspray because it has incredible hold, but you can actually still like run your fingers through your hair, which is really good. I don't like to have like crunchy sort of sticky hair, so I absolutely love this hairspray. Can't live without it. The next question I got is, what is the worst makeup product you have ever purchased? That, bar none, is the Hourglass Hyaluronic Skin Tint. That is the absolute worst product I've ever purchased. It made me look like I was 88 years old. Like I looked like that old chick from Titanic. Like that is what it made my skin look like. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I look so old right now with this product on my face. It was awful. So I used it once, I was horrified, and I didn't even take it back to the store. I just threw it right in the garbage. So the next question I got was, would you ever do makeup on anyone besides yourself? I have done makeup on other people, just my friends and that sort of thing. I also teach dance, and a big part of competition season is like everyone's wearing makeup, and usually I like to design like special makeup looks, so I help the girls with their makeup when it comes to that. But other than that, that's the only like makeup that I've done on other people is just for fun. I would never try and make a career out of this. I'm already very established in my current career, and I don't really have any desire to do makeup on people for a living. I feel like that would be a really, really difficult job to do because I know how particular I am about the products that go on my face. So I can't imagine, you know, putting makeup on other people and like being so concerned all the time that they're happy with it. I think that would be a very, very difficult job. And that's why I really, really admire makeup artists. But it's just not for me. I don't plan to turn this into anything. Again, this is just for fun. So yeah, I have done makeup on other people, but I don't plan to do anything with it in the future. Okay, so the next question I got is, let's talk eyeshadow. What is your all-time favorite eyeshadow palette, eyeshadow single, and eyeshadow formula? Ooh. My all-time favorite eyeshadow palette is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. It's incredible. My all-time favorite single shadows would have to be Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think that she has the widest range of singles that I really, really love. Probably second place would be like MAC, but I think that there's a lot of misses when it comes to MAC single shadows. I think there's a lot of like single shadows that don't have tons of pigment and they aren't really like super great. But Anastasia just knocks it out of the park every time. And my favorite single shadow of all time is Anastasia Pink Champagne. Love it, love it, love it. Cheers. And my favorite eyeshadow formula would have to be Natasha Denona. It is seriously the creamiest, most blendable, most pigmented shadow that I have ever used. And yes, it is ridiculously expensive, but it is seriously worth every penny. All right, so the next question is, I'm laughing already. What is the worst makeup mistake you have ever made? Oh my God. So me and my best friend Tara, we've been best friends for over 20 years. Love that girl to pieces, but we have made some serious makeup mistakes together. The biggest one that comes to mind is when we were in junior high and even a little bit in high school, I think. We used to wear this lipstick and it was by a brand called NYC and it was like gray. Like it was like silvery gray. It looked like graveyard lipstick and we both wore it and we thought we looked so hot in it. And we look back on photos of ourselves and we're just like, oh my God, like what were we thinking? And everyone used to say that we wore gray lipstick as well. And we just still wore it. Like, I don't know why we thought it looked so good, but man, like we used to like buy that shit up when it would come into stock at Walmart. Like we would buy 3 at a time and we would like share them and stuff like that because we loved this particular gray lipstick. I really wish I could get my hands on it because I would love to do like a how I did my makeup in high school video, but I think it would be very, very difficult to track down that gray lipstick because nobody should ever wear silvery metallic gray lipstick in the history of time ever. Another big makeup mistake that I used to make is I used to wear a ton of silver eyeshadow. I would go to MAC, I would buy the shade called Forgery, which is like a really sparkly silver shadow, and I used to wear it like all over my lid. It was kind of a disaster. And so this is what I think Facebook Memories is really funny for, is like I've been on Facebook since 2007, around there, and it's so funny for me to look back 10 years ago at photos that I posted thinking that I was like looking really good and I wore way too much silver eyeshadow, and I also went to the club way too often. All right, so the next question I got is, do you have a ride or die makeup product and how many backups do you have? You know, I don't really have a ride or die makeup product. I have like a lot of favorites, I would say, but I don't have anything where I'm like, oh my God, I need to buy 5 backups of this because if it ever goes out of stock, I'll be totally screwed. I feel like there are so many new makeup releases coming out these days that you don't need to have ride or die products because there's just another product in that category coming out right around the corner. There's constantly new foundations being released. There's constantly new eyeshadow palettes being released. There's new bronzers. There's new highlighters. There are so many releases coming out. So I feel like you don't even really need ride or die products because you'll always be able to get something new like the very next day. All right, next question. I got asked a lot of favorites. What are your favorite lashes? That would be velour lashes. Those are my absolute favorite. I'm wearing a pair right now. These are called Wispy Me Away. I love them so much. Velour lashes are just like the most flirty, flattering, wispy, gorgeous lashes I have ever put on. My favorite lipstick shade is probably Anastasia American Doll. It's like the perfect true blue red, and I feel it really complements my skin tone. So that's my favorite shade of lipstick. And my favorite cleanser is Purity Cleanser by Philosophy. It's the only cleanser I've tried that completely breaks up the makeup. I really love to wear a ton of mascara because I don't wear lashes on a daily basis. So I wear a ton of mascara when I'm just going out to work for the day or whatever. And I find that when I cleanse my face with Purity Cleanser at the end of the day, I sort of just like rub it a little bit on my eyes. It completely breaks up all the mascara and it all washes away. So I don't have to go in with eye makeup remover or anything like that. So I really, really love that cleanser for that purpose. So the last question that I got that I think is a really important one, it says, what inspired you to be a makeup artist? And I think this is really important for me to say that I am not a makeup artist. I am a makeup enthusiast. I love makeup. I love experimenting with makeup. I love talking about makeup. I love applying makeup, but I am not a makeup artist. I don't want to show any disrespect to any of the professional makeup artists out there who have trained for years perfecting their craft and they have all sorts of formal education and stuff like that. I really respect those people. I respect the work that they do. I respect their artistry. And so I don't want to just sit here, turn on a camera, throw on some eyeshadow and call myself a makeup artist. I don't think that that's really fair. So it's important for me to say that I am not by any means saying that I am a makeup artist. I am only a makeup enthusiast, but what inspired me to be a makeup enthusiast, I guess, and to start YouTube is just that I really love the way that makeup makes me feel a little bit more confident. I struggle with insecurities just like every single woman does. I definitely don't see makeup as a mask. I don't see it as like something that you're using to cover anything up. I see it as something that enhances natural beauty and something that allows you to feel confident enough that you can let your inner beauty shine through. So I would probably not interact with people in the world as much if I didn't wear makeup because I'd be embarrassed of the fact that I have super red skin and, you know, like my eyes look a little dead and all this kind of stuff. Like with, you know, a coat of foundation and a coat of mascara, I feel like I can look people in the eye. I feel like I can be a lot more confident, and that's letting them get to know me and get to know my personality and see sort of my inner beauty. And so that is what I like makeup for, and that is what I appreciate makeup for, and that is why I like to talk about makeup. Not because you're trying to cover anything up, but because you're trying to just enhance your natural beauty and allow yourself to be more of who you are. And that is it, you guys. That is all of the questions that you guys asked me related to makeup and beauty. I really, really hope I answered all of your questions, but if there's anything I missed or anything else you want to know, please leave me a comment down below. I really try hard to make an effort to respond to every single comment on my YouTube channel. I feel like my channel is still small enough and I still get a small enough number of comments that I can do that. I love interacting with you guys. I love talking to you guys. So if there's anything else you want to ask me, leave me a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer it. And also let me know in the comments if there's any video ideas that I mentioned that you guys would be on board for. So if you want to see a one brand tutorial, or if you want to see a half high-end, half drugstore makeup look, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be very happy to film that for you guys. And as always, guys, if you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment down below letting me know the kind of videos you want to see me do in the future. And if you didn't like this video, keep that shit to yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.